What is up, guys? 491 here. Welcome to my live reaction and review to Detective Conan Chapter 1038, Show Don't Hide. I know this chapter came out last week, guys, and I did miss it. Sorry about that, guys. It came out quite late, and I had a really crazy week last week, so it took me a long time just to sit down and basically make this video. But anyway, let's get straight into it. We've got the resolution for what's going on. I got a pretty good idea of who's behind it. Why? I don't know why, but I got a pretty good idea. I believe it's the young guy, the big young guy. He seems like the most likely one. But anyway, let's just get straight into it. Alright. The inquiring gaze of the tomboyish girl. Sarah gives Hybra eyes full of suspicion. The case resolution. Alright, let's go. As always, guys, if you want to follow along, you know what you need to do. Bring it up on your tablet, your PC, whatever it is that you read your manga on. Follow along and let's just enjoy the chapter as we go through it. Please, could you give us a break already? The murder of an antiques appraiser. What will happen now that Conan appears to have uncovered the truth? I have no desire to remain here at the crime scene like this. Moreover, please look at the Tatum. Blood spatters reach right up to our boxes. Can't we just put our trays away and take them home for now? Postponing the questioning for a later date. Okay, so they're all trying to delay it. Please wait a little longer. Forensic scientist who's relatively knowledgeable about antiques will be coming. Relatively knowledgeable? Okay. Whoever owns the box containing the authentic tray will be the obvious suspect for Ishitsu-san's murder, right? Tojima Motoyuki. I believe he's the one who's behind it. That's just my gut feel. As if such an important duty could be left to someone with half-baked knowledge. I agree. That's come from Shono Kinji 74. I agree. Still, I can't assure you that I for one wouldn't kill someone just for the authentic black lacquer tray. That's Sakamaki Suzue, 46 Art Museum Director. What if I were to tell you that we can discern between the fakes and the authentic tray without an appraiser? What? Professor Agasa said so before, didn't he? That Ichisan Hogan-san, who'd been beaten over the head with a spear, pointed at the authentic tray with his blood-stained hand. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much the thing. The way he flipped it over, that's going to be the way they tell who it is. He said that Nishisu-san's blood-stained finger left a mark on the tray. And when the professor later flipped over the tray horizontally, the crane pattern appeared and its beak pointed towards the same direction as the bloodstain. Yeah, I thought so at least. Didn't we literally just test that out after hearing about it from Agasa-san? We put the trays on the bloody mark on the tray each was at the top and turned them over horizontally. But there wasn't a single tray where the beak of the crane was pointing straight up, right? That's because you had the bloody mark point upwards, huh? In the case that on a plate-like object with a mark, there's a mark in the same plate on the other side when turning it over. One tends to think that there's a mark in the same spot on both the front and bottom of the plate. But that's only when the mark points upwards. Okay. Fair enough. When you turn the tray over, bloody marks was pointing northeast. About half past one on a clock face, right? That's right. In other words, if the tray were transparent, then unless the crane on the bottom was pointing northwest, it wouldn't be in the same spot as the blood stain when you flipped it over. Taking that into account, could you turn over the trays once more, Detective Takeji? This time with the bloody mark pointing in the direction of half past one. Yeah. Okay, half past one. then turning them over horizontally. Yes. When turned over horizontally, the tray with the beak on the crane pointing at 1:30. It's obviously the young guy because he's the only one on it. Tojima Motoyuki-san. It's the black lacquered tray in your box. When you kill, then the killer who stabbed Nishiyu-san with a spear and switched the tray in their own box with the authentic one is... How could you say that? The Nagasa brother said that he heard from the Nishiyu-san that the tray was the authentic one. But there's no guarantee that the culprit heard as well, you know? They could have easily smeared the other trays with similar bloodstains with the intent of throwing the investigation off. And then put the trays back into their respective boxes, right? What I'm trying to say is that my tray was the authentic one from the start. Come on now, you just can't just conveniently talk away this kind of thing. You don't know when to give up, do you? Okay, so everyone's kind of like, yep, you did it. That's exactly right. These days, you really don't know when to give up. Huh? Because it'd be impossible for the old guy or the lady. What do you mean? The culprit bludgeoned Nishiyu-san with a really long and heavy spear, right? The old guy and the lady don't have the necessary strength. If they tried to lift the spear, they'd have stumbled and made the tatami floor creak. And the sound would have been noticed by Nishiyu-san. Sound? Don't you think so? You might be right. But, yeah, seems you don't know about it, so let me tell you. Nishiyu-san's hearing aid was malfunctioning. That's why, even if the culprit stumbled and the tatami floor creaked, Nishiyu-san wouldn't have noticed it in the slightest. Okay. How did you know that his hearing aid was malfunctioning? Oh, he gave himself away. That's how. Could it be that he himself told you before you bludgeoned him? No, that my hearing aid appears to have malfunctioned again. We realized that his hearing aid must be malfunctioning because of the message the professor sent, right? Yeah, about 30 minutes before we got here. Professor sent Nishiyu-san a message, but it was left unread. If that's because he didn't hear the notification sound, then there's no doubt that his hearing aid was already malfunctioning by that time. Didn't you say so before that you didn't realize the thing Nishiyu-san had on his ear was a hearing aid? Since he interacted all of you the same as usual. Therefore, the reason you knew that the hearing aid wasn't working properly was, just like Conan-kun said, basically he gave himself up. I didn't mean to kill him. I need a lot of money for the treatment of my daughter's severe illness. My last ray of hope was the black lacquer tray that I found in the shed. But it turned out that there were 2 other people who bought similar trays. Unable to sit still, I came here early to ask about the appraisal result. But my tray was labelled as a fake. Lost my temper and without thinking, 5 million. If I had another 5 million yen, the operation could. In that case, I think your tray would suffice, no? What? Rather than counterfeits, the other 2 trays are most likely practice copies. They're magnificent goods made by renowned sculptors early on in their careers, based on the authentic one. Although they're no match for the original tray, they'd still be worth a few million. The murdering was all for nothing? Hey, which box was the authentic tray originally from? Obviously it was my box, right? About that. What? Don't remember which box it was originally in? For real? Yes. It's true that I put the authentic one into my box, but then why don't you take this opportunity to show respect to your elders and let me have it? You must be joking. Actually, I also know which of you had the authentic one. You do? It's easy. When the culprit bludgeoned Nishiyu-san with the spear, look, the blood splattered to where the boxes were placed. Because of that, there's a bit of blood on the boxes and in the boxes in the general. In the box, there's a bit of blood on the trays and in the boxes in the general, right? Yeah. Think it through carefully. Okay. If the authentic tray was in front of Nishishu-san when he got hit, then at the time the box it would have been empty, right? So most likely the blood would reach the middle of the cushion inside the box as well. Which means Shona-san is the owner of the authentic black lacquer tray. Great! Oh no. Am I supposed to explain this to the owner? Don't worry. If needed, I can lend my lacquer tray to your art museum. At a reasonable price, I hope. But the appraisal result of my plate remains a mystery. Maybe I should ask another appraiser. No, there's no need for that, since the answer is written on the back on the box itself. You can read that? Okay. Show, don't hide. Proverb that means the more you try to hide something, the more likely it will be discovered by others. Judging by the fact that Kurisuke is written at the end. Your uncle Kurisuke-san probably attempted to fix that plate which he'd accidentally broken with glue. Thinking it'd surely be nice if left like that. He painted the whole plate with a similar looking oil paint. However, he was found out and given a good scolding. Thus, I wager that your uncle Kurisuke put the plate into this box with that proverb written on it, to turn into a reminder. The reason the paint was coming off was likely that Nishiyu-san dropped some oil painter's solvent on it. I see, so that's what happened. But still, show don't hide. What a strangely fitting proverb. Don't you two think so? I love how Santa's taking that and just flipping it straight onto them. Oh, that was awesome. Well, today was quite interesting. Laters. She planning on coming again. Give me a break already. So Hybrid has already cracked the shit to Santa. How troublesome. So you got Hybrid going in the background. Oh, she's unlikely to drop by all that often. I kept her in check, just fine this time. I didn't mean to say by restore the stream of time. Restoring it means it currently being disturbed. Could it be that the one whose stream is disturbed is not you, but someone else? So this is like all little flashbacks. Oh, where's my arrow? There it is. None of your business. Seems she's got her own secrets to hide. About that. It's alright. I've grasped the gist of it. Even though I won't truly believe it until I see it with my own eyes. So that's Akai. No, that's not it. It's true that I wanted to tell him that his and says Maramerikun took the APTX 4869 and is currently shrunk to the form of a middle school age girl. But what I really wanted to confirm, was Mary San's identity. A British person possessing both such intelligence and fighting skill, who called herself Little Sister from outside the domain. Another word for domain is territory, which can be abbreviated, and if we take out the T from sister, we get sis. In other words, the Secret Intelligence Service, the British Foreign Intelligence Service, also known as MI6. Okay, so it was like the... Alright, this is interesting. Does the fact that she hinted at that by letting me know the name Sister from outside the domain mean that she has been testing me to see whether I am capable and trustworthy enough to become her collaborator? 50-50. Okay. My pet phrase. Yeah, you say that from time to time, right? Your dad liked to say that. And I guess our deceased oldest son took it from him. Shouldn't he did? More importantly, what about that drug? Do you think you can get your hands on it? I can't say just yet. I've run into a strange obstacle. Strange obstacle? Graduate student who lives next to the professor. Are they someone to be concerned about? Well, it's 50-50. You're also at fault. There's no way, right? The series will be on break until August 7th. What will Conan do? in light of the Akai family secrets that are gradually becoming clearer. Interesting. Alright guys, just hang on a second, we're going to jump. Alright guys, so chapter 1038 of Detective Conan. Chapter from last week, because it is currently on break to the 7th of August. It was a pretty solid chapter. We basically got the conclusion. The crime wasn't the big thing that's been going on the last few chapters. It's basically getting a lot of reveals as of late. So we're getting a lot of reveals about Mary and stuff like that, and about the Akai family. So one of the biggest things is, could Mary have been a former MI6 agent? You know, a spy, basically, for British intelligence and stuff like that. That's a real big question, because one of the things that Conan says, and I'm going to jump back here, basically, was Mary San's identity, I'm going to read this page again. Identity, a British person possessing both such intelligence and fighting skills, who called herself Little Sister from outside the domain. Another word for domain is territory, which can be abbreviated to TER. And if we take out the TER from sister, we get SIS. In other words, the Secret Intelligence Service. The British Foreign Intelligence Service, also known as MI6. So that's the real question here, right? Is she a former, MI6 agent? And then one of her pet thing is 50-50, which was also Sarah and Akai's father's one of his favorite things to say. And Mary confirms that on our last page of the chapter by saying, yeah, it's something your dad liked to say that. So, and she goes, pet phrase, yeah, you say that from time to time. Your dad liked to say that, and I guess our deceased oldest son took it from him. So Shuni, that's his Akai, right? And she's like, Shuni did? Well, and then she goes onto the drug, and it's like, it's 50-50, you're also at fault. Okay, so she's starting to put things like, wait a second, is this guy Akai or what's going on? Because they don't know that Akai is still alive, right? That he faked his death to basically infiltrate the BO even more. So the real question is now, why is Mary, a former British agent, basically, why did she take the drug? The APTX drug, why did she take it? And what's her game? What is she trying to accomplish here with Sarah as well? So that's a real curiosity that we really got to think about. Just trying to find my mouse here. And basically we found out who's behind it. It was, give me a second, make sure I get their name. Let's go back. It was Tojima Motoyuki. And the main reason why I thought him was because he was the only one who would be physically capable to basically lift and whack that spear. And the things that basically gave it away, he pretty much gave himself away when he said, yeah, but we realized that his hearing aid wasn't working. That pretty much, because they never mentioned that his hearing aid wasn't working, that pretty much gave him away. So, and the other thing is that the dishes that they had, they weren't fakes. The Shono, the old man, he had the original, the proper one, and the other ones were kind of like maybe like prototypes. So they were still worth quite a fair bit. Unfortunately, Professor Agas's one, not so valuable. It was just a plate that his uncle had. He dropped it, cracked it, and then just painted it black to try and hide it. But unfortunately, he got caught out. And basically, he got caught out. And he got a scolding for it. And that's why it had show, don't hide written on. It kind of became like a reminder for him. So that's pretty much everything like that. So the real mysteries here was the whole thing with Akai, Sarah, and Haibara. The little three-way kind of battle going on here between Akai trying to get information out of Sarah about his mother, Sarah trying to figure out stuff about Haibara, and then kind of getting a bit more curious about Akai, or Subaru, as we know it, or as she knows him. So it's going to be very interesting to figure out what goes down, because Conan at the end of the chapter wanted to ask him about MI6 and all that kind of stuff. So, but Subaru didn't really say anything. We kind of just left it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out over the next few weeks. But anyway, our next chapter is not going to be till the 7th of August, which kind of sucks because I really want another chapter now. But that's the way it is. So overall, guys, for this chapter, I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Solid chapter, entertaining, intriguing, wrapping up a lot of little things. But I think there's still a lot of things. We're starting to learn a lot more about the Akai family. I think there's a lot more going on with them than meets the eye. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out over the next few weeks. Well, they're going to get a bit more there because we've got the stuff with the Akai family. We've got stuff going on with the teacher. Not Sarah. I can't quite remember her name at the moment. So we've got some stuff going on with the teacher and police commissioner. There's a lot of things starting to go, and even stuff with Bourbon and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of things starting to happen now. So it's very interesting to see how all this is going to start piecing together to make one big kind of craziness. So, because that's what Gosho tends to do. He hints a little bit here, hints a little bit there, hints a little bit over there, and then you start putting things together. Oh, this is happening, boom, 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 and then boom, it all just explodes out of chaos for a couple of chapters, and then we get a massive reveals and stuff like that. So that's what tends out. So it looks like that's what Gosho is very much doing at the moment. But anyway, guys, that is all for me. Let me know in that comment section below what you guys thought. Did you like it? Didn't like it? All that kind of jazz. And as always, guys, I'm Free91. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys next time with another live reaction and review. Peace.